Here's Pledge.
Welcome into Extra Innings with Pledger. I am James Pledger. Thanks for joining me on this Tuesday night. You can follow me on Twitter, Threads, Instagram, TikTok, at I am Pledger. You can follow the station at SA Sports Star. As a matter of fact, you can follow us along on our YouTube page at SA Sports Star. Make sure to like, subscribe. You can comment along with the show there, or you can dial in on the phone lines at 656-ESPN, 210-656-3776. A lot of big things happen. Zach Martin back at camp. Things are right in the world of the Dallas Cowboys again, and there's only really a couple of areas of concern. Offensive line isn't as big a concern, though the depth on it is, because we saw what happens when somebody is missing from that offensive line. But the UTSA Roadrunners announced their inaugural Hall of Fame classes. They're going to be inducting 6 former Roadrunners, including 4 former student athletes, a former coach, and a former administrator. Those being Devin Brown from UTSA basketball, Marcus Davenport from football, who was a first-round pick and their first ever first-round pick of the New Orleans Saints, Tamika Roberts, a track and field and women's basketball athlete, Mackenzie Adams from volleyball and basketball, and then the first ever head coach of the UTSA Roadrunners, Larry Coker, and the one who helped get the football program started, and former athletics director Lynn Hickey, as they will be honored Friday, October the 27th, and on the field during their game against East Carolina on the 28th at the Alamo Dome. That is awesome, and I'm happy to see that Devin Brown, Marcus Davenport, Lynn Hickey, Larry Coker, Mackenzie Adams, and Tamika Roberts are all getting in there, but I'm especially excited to see Lynn Hickey going in. Lynn Hickey was a instrumental part of getting football to UTSA, and the UTSA Roadrunners are in a better place now because of it. They're in a better conference now because of it, joining the American Athletic Conference this coming season, and who knows? They may take another step up here within the next year or two, as that remains to be seen. But the university itself is in a much healthier place because of what former athletics director Lynn Hickey did for the program by making football a priority and getting them, and then giving it instant credibility coach in Larry Coker. And I think that is an amazing accomplishment for that Hall of Fame class. I think that is the perfect introductory inaugural Hall of Fame class for the UTSA Roadrunners. And it is exactly what needed to be. The other big news, though, is the fact that Zach Martin is now back where he belongs in Oxnard with the team, as he got his deal done, extension signed, sealed, and delivered. He was on the practice field today, and he is working his way back. And Mike McCarthy on the re-signing of Zach Martin and what it meant to, well, the entire coach's room.
Oh, no, it was great to get back. I mean, we got the news yesterday, and the offensive staff meeting, the room erupted. So there's been a lot of high fives and hugs all day and night yesterday, once he got in. But yeah, I think that shows you what he means to us and what he means to our football team, and, I know especially offense. So, but it is business. This is part of our industry. But, we're about connecting and what we need to do to win. And he's a big part of that.
That is Cowboys head coach Mike McCarthy on just how important Zach Martin is to the Dallas Cowboys, because, look, you think they're high-fiving like that if he didn't mean an humongous part to that team, if that wasn't a big deal for the potential success that this team could go on. This team is this close to a title. There are only a couple of teams, I believe, that can compete with them in the NFC day in and day out, those being the 49ers, the Eagles. We'll see if the Saints are for real when the regular season gets here. And that's about it. Maybe the Vikings, but even then, we know that they're paper mache. Like, they can have as great a regular season as they want, but the Cowboys eviscerated their offensive line and took them to the park. Now, there are still some concerns. As bright as everything is, and it is bright for the Dallas Cowboys, this whole season is bright. That defense is a potential top defense in the NFL. It is got weapons all over the place, and it looks like Jalen Tolbert has infinitely progressed from last year and will be the number 4 receiver on that team. You have questions about the depth at running back, but Mike McCarthy, he liked what he saw out of Deuce Vaughn on Saturday.
I mean, the way he played the game looked like the way he played at K-State. So I think it's just like anything, and every rookie goes through it. First time they get out there, how fast do they play? Are they playing as fast as they can, or are they playing as fast as they used to? I mean that's all part of crossing the threshold for first year players. So, obviously his talent speaks for itself, but his way he approaches it, he's the same every day. He's a very level personality. So that part of it, nothing's too big for him. I mean, it's very bright, very instinctive, very aware. Knows who he is, and he knows how to use his skills. So I thought he looked very comfortable out there.
As Dallas Cowboys head coach Mike McCarthy on Deuce Vaughn, as he did look very good in his initial action. And my concern, though, is it's 3s against 3s. Can he do it against the 1s? Can he break the arm tackles? Can he get lost in the sea and pop out the other side? Can he pass protect the way Dak's going to need him to, the way Ezekiel Elliott used to? I still think they need one more running back on this roster just for depth, the same way they need offensive line depth. But there are going to be massive roster cuts coming. And that is where I look for the Cowboys to finalize some of these other things, whether it is trading strength for strength and teams that are dealing with roster bar. There's a corner that you may think, oh man, he's a former 2nd-round pick. Kelvin Joseph, I'm talking about, by the way, or 4th-round pick, Nashawn Wright. But we're really deep at this position, and Eric Scott Jr. come in, has performed really well. Maybe this other team is really deep and looking to move on from a tackle, but you can get something for them, swap a couple of players, maybe a late draft pick, and you can not have to worry about subjecting him to the waiver wire. Those are 2 things that are concerning if you're talking about the Dallas Cowboys. The last thing, I don't care if Brandon Aubrey was perfect at practice today. I know he missed one on Saturday, and I'm going to be very interested to see what he does in Seattle, especially if there's any wind on Saturday night against the Seahawks, because I don't think Brandon Aubrey is the kicker on this team. Now, Cameron Dicker and Dustin Hopkins are the 2 kickers on the Los Angeles Chargers roster. I don't know if the Chargers are going to keep both kickers. Most teams do not keep 2 kickers. So if you're getting rid of one of them, hopefully it is a Cameron Dicker, a young guy, where the Cowboys can either, once again, trade or try and go to the waiver wire, pick up that kicker, inject him into the lineup, and with stability at the kicker position and confidence, if you can address those other 2 also as cut down day comes, I would like the Cowboys very much in the NFC. I would put them up against anybody because they're as good as anybody. That defense is going to be one of the best in the NFL, if not the best in the NFL. And Dak's got weapons. And I don't care that he threw 15 picks last year. He threw 15 picks last year after breaking his thumb. It is a lot like the Jekyll and Hyde Dak we saw the previous year when everything was rolling and the Cowboys looked like the best team in the NFL. And then he hurt his calf and didn't look quite the same the rest of the year. That injury, that thumb injury on his throwing hand, I think affected Dak. And it affected his turnovers because if you look at Dak's career, he is not a turnover-prone guy. He is absolutely quite the opposite. Look back at his history. He doesn't turn the ball over a ton. He actually protects the ball very well. And that used to be the critique on him, is he didn't take chances. So I expect Dak to go back to the mean in terms of who he's always been as a guy that doesn't turn the ball over. And by the way, he had 15 interceptions. Patrick Mahomes had 12. Nobody's complaining about his 12. They're complaining about the 3 more that Dak threw. Now, on the flip side of that, Patrick Mahomes threw like 42 touchdowns. So interceptions are a thing when they outweigh the good. And last season, they were closer to outweighing the good than they were detrimental to the good. So if Dak throws 35 touchdowns and 10 interceptions, which I believe is imminently possible for him, I think the Cowboys will be just fine, and they'll be the favorites in the NFC at that point to make a run to the Super Bowl because this team is loaded in a whole bunch of other areas. This is Extra Innings with Pledger. I am James Pledger right here on San Antonio Sports Star 94.1 FM. When we come back, Joe Reinagel of the Blitz joins me as I find out his infatuation with Brandon Aubrey and more as we come back here on Extra Innings with Pledger right here on San Antonio Sports Star 94.1 FM and sasportstar.com.
The boys from San Antonio Sports Star are back from Cowboys training camp in Oxnard, California, and the tales to tell. 7 days and 7 nights of training camp coverage. And that was just at all of Jerry Jones's parties.
We get to suck on that all week.
Security, of course, provided by AA Best Bail Bonds.
Micah Parsons, live here on the Blitz, man. All right, I got it. How many sacks this year?
There will be a dominant performance.
More than 13 and a half?
More than 13 and a half.
So certainly more than 2. Our morning guy, Rudy J., being a troll that he is, wrote on Instagram last night, 2.5, and you actually responded to it.
Yeah.
So what message do you have for our guy, Rudy J.?
I had Rudy beat the first week.
Danny Dimes is going down, huh? Is that what we're saying?
Yeah.
Cowboys training camp, presented by AA Best Bail Bonds, Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds, Texas Cheer Liquor, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, and sasportstar.com.
Kelly Blue Book is the one-stop shop for pricing, fixing, selling, and instant cash offering. Instant cash offer is exactly what it sounds like. An official offer to buy or trade your car. Just enter your VIN or license plate, answer a few questions about your car's history, and what kind of condition it's in. In minutes, you'll receive an offer to sell or trade your car that you can be sure is fair. Then choose a dealer to purchase your car and schedule a time to meet. For all of the its, kbb.com.
Staples presents a lesson in back-to-school savings. Your local Staples now accepts Amazon returns. So when you return your Amazon order at Staples, you receive a coupon for $10 off your next $30 Staples purchase. So you can save even more on top of huge back-to-school deals. Like right now, 2 pocket poly folders and Staples 8-count number 2 pencils are each just 50 cents. Staples gives you more ways to save even more. 50-cent offers end 8/26. Pricing and limits may vary in-store and online. Amazon return offer in-store only. Exclusions apply.
If you're a man and you live in San Antonio or the surrounding areas, you need to pay close attention to what I'm about to say. Are you having issues rising to the occasion? Do you constantly worry about whether or not you can perform? Have you completely stopped having adult time? Is it something you just don't talk about? Guys, we have a solution. Mojo, the 100% guaranteed male enhancement pill that's fast, effective, and was designed to reignite passion, performance, and confidence in the bedroom. Yeah. Be ready at a moment's notice with the Mojo Male Enhancement Pill from Pure Line Nutrition. And for those of you who have used Mojo, check out Mojo Enduramax. Touchdown! A new formula that improves the potency and effectiveness of Mojo. Get fast results, last longer, and be the man she'll never forget. Mojo and Mojo Enduramax, 100% natural male enhancement formulas only available at Pure Line Nutrition. Call now, 210-494-2210. That's 210-494-2210. Or visit us online at thepureline.com.
It's patio season, so get over to the Roo Pub at 281 and Redland Road to enjoy the great South Texas weather. As always, ice-cold beer and specialty drinks, happy hour weekdays from 11 to 6, and the kitchen is open late until 2 a.m. every day. Add the Roo Pub into your lunch rotation. With those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around, you know there is no better place to watch a game, and they always have all the fights. The Roo Pub, next to the Angry Elephant, 281 and Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
Mother's Window Tint, your car stereo and auto security headquarters, has a smoking hot deal. Purchase any Mother's Window Tint, car stereo, remote start, or car alarm and get a 1-month free membership to the CFL Smoke Shop's private Amsterdam Club, located next to Mother's on 281 North. Enjoy your gummies in comfort while you get your windows tinted with any one of our high-quality, fully guaranteed films to stop the blazing hot summer sun from burning up you and your car's interior. MothersWindowTint.com, with stores in San Antonio and Austin. Follow us on Facebook. Add a professional layer of security to your car with our remote start car alarm combo. Make your car go thump, thump, thump. Mother thump with one of our subwoofers, stereos, backup cameras, name brands, and expert installation. Remember, do it at Mothers and save.
If you have a dog, you might be worried about your good boy being bad for your carpet. But if you had Life-Proof with Pet-Proof technology carpet, you wouldn't have to worry, even if you had a whole pack of dogs. Because Life-Proof with Pet-Proof technology delivers permanent built-in stain and soil protection that never washes or wears off. Quiet, sit, good dogs. Life-Proof with Pet-Proof technology available only at the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
Kelley Blue Book is the one-stop shop for pricing, fixing, selling, and instant cash offering. Instant Cash Offer is exactly what it sounds like. An official offer to buy or trade your car. Just enter your VIN or license plate, answer a few questions about your car's history, and what kind of condition it's in. In minutes, you'll receive an offer to sell or trade your car that you can be sure is fair. Then choose a dealer to purchase your car and schedule a time to meet. For all of the its, KBB.com.
Skincare routines are just for girls. Well, I in Toro Cosmeceuticals for men, my appearance and confidence have improved. What is cosmeceuticals? Well, that's just a fancy word for skincare backed up by science. Finally, a luxury yet affordable skincare line for men. Toro Cosmeceuticals, skincare for all men. Go to toroskincare.com and use code SA20 to get 20% off your first purchase.
This is Rudy J from R&R in the Morning. Join us weekday morning, 6 to 10. We'll have plenty of sports and good fun right here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
I think Dak is a really good player. I think Dak historically has been excellent at protecting the football. I mean, it's really been a mark of his career. And so I look at last year more as an outlier than the type of player he is or, who he's becoming or anything like that.
That was Tim Hasselbeck earlier today on Greeny, and I tend to agree with him. Dak Prescott, throughout his career, has been criticized for not taking enough chances. Last year, he had 15 turnovers, and most of those came after he broke his thumb. So I wonder if there was a lingering issue, the same way there was the year before when the Cowboys were 8-1 and rolling, and then against the Vikings, the game before the Vikings, the Broncos. He tweaks his calf, misses the Viking game. Cooper Rush played that game. And then all of a sudden, he's back. The Cowboys are still winning, but it doesn't look the same. I'm going to bring in Joe Reinigle of the Blitz, weekdays 2 to 6, right here on San Antonio Sports Star. And Joe, you and I have something in common in terms of people like to bestow the title Cowboys hater upon us.
Yes, they do.
Instead of, realist, like we actually are. Look, I give flowers when they're due. And I do think that Dak Prescott is not a turnover machine. That's not who he's been throughout his career. Last year was the aberration if you look at the totality of his career as a quarterback. So,
and you're right.
Do I think those are an issue? No. I think that last year was an outlier and an aberration, and I think that his thumb injury that he suffered in the first game of the season, where he had a plate inserted, lingered throughout the season. And there might have been an issue with grip or feel or touch or something, but it just wasn't the same last season for whatever reason. But I don't think it's going to be the start of a new trim for Dak Prescott.
Well, look, I'm not expecting 15 turnovers, Pledge. No, but less than 10, I'm not sure. A lot's going to depend on what kind of game Mike McCarthy calls. We don't know that yet, and we won't know until we get into the regular season. I don't think we do, because he's not going to show his hand in preseason, not completely anyway. And I think they're going to throw the football a lot more than he lets on. I really do. But look,
because that's who he is. That's why we know what he's going to do. I think the running the ball thing has been a lie and a facade this whole time, the same way as we don't have the money to pay Zach from Jerry was a lie and a facade this whole time.
Oh, my gosh. You guys got to lay off Jerry on that, man. I mean, he was negotiating through the media. That's all he was doing.
He said what he had to say, but anybody that believed him was stupid.
Well, nobody believed him, and that's the thing, including Zach Martin. But, Jerry was doing what Jerry does, and that's what he was doing. So, and that worked out pretty well for everybody. I mean, every owner and they all do that. So it's not just Jerry Jones. Look, I think Mike McCarthy would like to run the football more this year. I think he would, and I think there's a reason for that. Dak Prescott. I think Dak Prescott needs some cover. And if you're running the football, that makes it easier for any quarterback. And I think that's what Mike McCarthy would like to do. Now, whether he's going to run the football as much as he says he was, I doubt that that's going to be the case. But Dak needs some cover. Dak is not a guy, and I don't get this statement or not, Dak is not a guy that's going to win a football game for you. He needs help. He needs to be more of a game manager. And if he can turn into that through Mike McCarthy's system, then the Cowboys are going to have success. But if you're betting on Dak Prescott to win a football game for you all by himself, ain't going to happen.
He is Joe Reinigle. Catch him on the Blitz weekdays from 2 to 6. Joe, lastly, kicker. How are you sold on Brandon Aubrey when we've never seen him attempt a professional kick in the NFL?
Because he makes kicks in practice, and that's an improvement from what I saw last year. I mean, my goodness, the guy missed one kick today out of 8. He was 7 of 8 today. I know he missed an extra point in Saturday's game, but he made a couple of extra points, made a field goal. I just think he's got a reliable leg, and he needs an opportunity. And I just don't see bringing in somebody that's been cut from another team into your program, and you're going to have confidence in that guy. It's just, the kickers are kickers. They're going to kick, and if he misses, they're replaceable in season. Mm-hmm. If Brandon Aubrey doesn't get it done, then you get rid of him and you get somebody else. But I think this kid deserves a shot.
He is Joe Reinigle. Make sure to catch him every weekday from 2 to 6 on the Blitz right here on San Antonio Sports Star. Joe, thanks for taking your time on your drive home with me today.
Anytime, Pledge.
Coming up next here on Extra Innings with Pleasure, we've got Rangers baseball. Rangers taking on the Angels. Game 2 of that series coming up next, right here on your home for Texas Rangers baseball, San Antonio Sports Star.
At Fisher Investments, our clients know we have their backs.
How do your clients know that?
Because Fisher Investments is a fiduciary, the highest standard for a financial advisor. It means we're there for our clients and always put their interests first.
So wait, you do it because you have to?
No, we do it because it's the right thing to do. Our clients trust us with their retirement savings, and we know how important that responsibility is. So we take the time to really get to know them.
Get to know them how?
We make sure we understand their unique goals, finances, health, family, and lifestyle so we can tailor their portfolio to their specific needs. Our goal is to help them achieve a comfortable retirement.
Sounds like a big responsibility. You must make big commissions then, right?
No, we don't sell commission-based products. We have one single transparent fee that's structured so we do better when our clients do better. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you are switching to us. Fisher Investments, clearly different money management.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
At Grainger, we're for the ones who pay attention to every little detail. The ones who fuss, tinker, and sweat the small stuff. Because you know the tiniest thing can make the biggest difference when it comes to keeping business moving. We get it. We're the same way, offering access to product experts to help you quickly and easily find what you need. So whatever your industry, you know you're always getting professional-grade products. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.